Hold on.
Thank you for joining us for the very first episode of
Trees and Headline Leads.
I'm going to retake that because she looked at me. I got nervous. Thank you for joining us for the very first episode of Trees and Headline Leads with your hosts,
Jessica Crystal
and Carrington J.
Hi.
Today we'll be covering world news, politics,
conspiracy theories, music, and entertainment.
We'll also be doing interviews with young artists like yourselves or anyone you know. If you do know anyone, or if you would like to submit something about yourself to us, you can send it to treesandleads@me.com, or you can visit us on our Twitter page at Trees and Leads.
Today in world news, the headline reads, Chinese doctors call for cruel bear farms to be closed. This is a really sad story because it is graphic. There are some graphic pictures, I must warn you. But it's sad because this is basically about Asiatic bears that have been in captivity for about 3,000 years. And traditionalists keep this going because they believe milking the bile from the bear through a small slit, I guess, in the abdomen, they cut it open, they leave the wound open. By milking this bile from the bear, it cures digestion disorders and kidney problems. It's really unfortunate because they live in really tiny, cramped cages, and they keep them hungry so they can keep producing bile. Now, I know animal welfare campaigners are currently speaking out against this, and about 19 provinces in the China mainland have already closed down their bear bile farms. And that was in 2009, and then again in 2010 another one closed their farms down. And we're hoping that 2011, 2012, that this won't be an issue anymore because it's really not even necessary. I know that there are 54 other alternatives to bear bile that will cure the exact same problems. So hopefully they get this together and this isn't an issue anymore because those bears want to be free and live in what we have left of the wild. Today in music, I want to talk about someone who's actually really popular right now. His name is Wiz Khalifa. Hey, shout out Amber Rose. Hey girl, how you doing? You know, we had fun. No party the other night. Anyway, I want to talk about Wiz Khalifa and Currency because they're dope, but the stuff that they're putting out right now is super mainstream. This project in particular came out a while ago, so it's not really today, but it's with an artist named Mackenzie Eddy. They all three collaborated on this project called A Prelude to My Next Excursion. The track in particular, the name of the track is Silence. I encourage everybody to YouTube it, Google it. You can see them in the process of recording and kind of how the whole project came together. It's really dope. I encourage everybody to listen to it. I love it. Mackenzie Eddy, she's a really cool chick. In other news, things better than the Carter 4.
LeBron's hairline.
Now, as you all know, we definitely are big believers in voting because I believe that if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain about anything really because you didn't try to make a change. We want to talk about Ron Paul.
He's all for legalization of marijuana. Now, pro-life, he's pro-homeschooling, and he's trying to end the feds.
Snuck through Congress on Christmas Eve in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act established the Fed as America's central bank. The Fed essentially creates money out of thin air, manipulates interest rates, and interferes with the free market. By doing so, the Fed fuels our economy's boom-bust cycle and has helped devalue our dollar by over 95%. Now, we know that's true because things that we used to buy when we were kids are twice if not 3 times more expensive. I mean, you see it every day. Gas is the biggest example. According to the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Branch's own website, what you could buy with $1 in 1913 will now cost you over $20. And it's crazy how that all works out. And that kind of leads me into my next story that I think is really interesting because I'm a big fan of Alex Jones, even though he's a little dramatic at times. And I listened to an interview that he did with Bernard von Noothouse. And his story, it's really sad, but it's crazy. He's basically labeled as a terrorist now. And in September 2006, U.S. Mint informed Liberty Dollar users that federal prosecutors had determined circulation of the medallions is a federal crime. So if you all go to the dollar store and buy something for $1 and use your Liberty Dollar, that's illegal and you're going to go to jail. It's a crime to use that. Basically, in 2009, there was the FBI did this giant raid on his place of work, taking all of his gold, all the silver, all the paperwork, just cleaned him out completely. And eventually he went to trial in 2011, and now, well, this year, now he was found guilty. I know everybody remembers Liberty Dollar commercials, and it's not like it was a secret. It's not like he was doing anything behind the government's back. It's not like it was fake gold. None of it was really counterfeit. Everybody knows that gold is valuable worldwide. So you could take that anywhere, really, and the value of it surpasses what we paid for it back in the day when it was popular to buy the Liberty Dollar. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. And she said, while these forms of anti-government activities do not involve violence, they are every bit as insidious and represent a clear and present danger to the economic stability of this country. I think she's being dramatic.
Highly dramatic.
She also said that the Liberty Dollar is a unique form of domestic terrorism that is trying to undermine the legitimate currency of this country. They sound like haters to me. We're not using their paper dollars, their worthless paper dollars that they can just print up whenever they want to. So they're mad about that. Everybody knows that gold is valuable no matter where you are. Now, let's take a trip to our conspiracy corner.
Since the anniversary of 9/11 is approaching, we wanted to ask you guys if you think the event was a conspiracy. Now, I found it very interesting that 1 in 7 people believe that 9/11 was staged by the U.S. government. You know, the plane, if a plane hits a building, shouldn't it either go through, or even if it gets stuck, why would it
collapse from the bottom all the way down?
Right.
There are lots of like demolition experts that review the videos, and they say, yeah, that doesn't look right. That does not look like an explosion from a plane. Like, it doesn't make any sense for the building to collapse the way that it did.
If you were to look back on one of the old videos of Bush in the classroom, his reaction on his face once he was presented that his country was under attack. Now, he was in the classroom for approximately like 6 to 10 minutes, maybe longer, just sitting there looking just baffled. I mean, he
reading his book upside down.
Upside down. So clearly, you're not paying attention to the class. You're not reading and
trying to think of
following
what to
along.
do next.
I understand, but there's other ways you could have handled that.
We want to know what you guys think. If you think it was a conspiracy, let us know. I know that a lot of people that I talk to think it was, but we just want to hear your guys' opinions. Send us videos too. That'd be cool. That's the end of our first episode. Trees and Headline Leads. I'm Jessica Crystal.
And I'm Carrington J.
And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, email us if you want to submit any form of work, or if you are doing anything that you want to just put out there. We'll put it on our show. We need that kind of stuff. So definitely email us.
Yeah. Hold on.